Yellowjackets is an American thriller drama television series created by Ashley Lyle and Bart Nickerson. Season 1 of Yellowjackets premiered on Showtime on 14 November 2021. The second season aired on 26 March 2023, with Season 3 releasing on 16 February 2025, with the final season, Full Circle, this April. The show has not yet been renewed for a fourth season, but it had originally been planned for 5 seasons. The story follows a group of teenagers who survive a plane crash and the consequences of their time in the wilderness in their adult lives. The story is presented in 2 timelines, switching between 1996, when a high school girls' soccer team, the Yellowjackets, crash lands in the wilderness, and the present, where the now adult survivors are haunted and hunted by the past. The good. Yellowjackets is inspired by William Golding's Lord of the Flies, giving a modernized rendition of the classic novel, with the distinct difference being that instead of boys, the people who crash are a group of teenage girls, and the timeline extends beyond the crash events. At its core, Yellowjackets is Lord of the Flies meets Lost meets Mean Girls on mushrooms. It isn't just a survival story, it's about trauma, secrecy, guilt, and identity. Yellowjackets peels back the layers of human nature, exploring the darker aspects, the primal instincts, the capacity for violence and raw nature between the veneer of civilization. Yellowjackets follows a mystery box type of style where you're not entirely sure about what is going on, and it's a puzzle you have to work out, compounded by the dual timelines. You know things happen in the wilderness, but keeps you guessing as to the nature of what fully transpired and if there was more to it. Each season delves into the psychological complexities of the characters, particularly from the time in the wilderness timeline and how it impacted on the adult characters. Having 2 timeline narratives also keeps the puzzle interesting as you work out what happened between then and now and how the characters survived or didn't. The character development is phenomenal, where your favorite characters can grow into hated characters, and some of the characters you thought you disliked you end up liking based on their past actions and the adults they become. Season 3 of Yellowjackets comes a full circle, as foreshadowed by the title of the season finale. It answers some long-standing questions and brings the story to a point of convergence for both the past and the present timelines. The bad. The mystery box feel of the show teases at something supernatural, but strings us along as it never reveals explicit answers to dispel if there's anything else happening other than what we see, a bunch of girls who are just lost and are now struggling with the post-traumatic stress of the things they did to survive. There seems to be a disconnect between the adult cast and their young selves in the past timeline. It's hard to reconcile how some of the characters become the way they are. The past timeline has a larger cast than the present timeline, making it difficult to track who is who and who grows up to be whom, and those who do not survive. Maybe they purposely made it obscure so as to hide plot points that would be immediately evident as to who survives the wilderness. I prefer the storyline in the past to the present, and felt the series should have spent more time developing the teenage characters than the traumatized and broken individuals they become. I have beef with how the characters seem inconsistent, behaving in ways that aren't rational to how they've been behaving. It's as if the writers opted to have plot shocks over emotional logic. The ugly. Yellowjackets is a bit much, exploring themes from cannibalism to mental breakdowns to teen-on-teen brutality. The series dives deep into disturbing content. While it's thematically justified, it can be emotionally exhausting and occasionally feel exploitative and downright disturbing. Final thoughts. Yellowjackets is bold, messy, and unflinchingly dark, just like the wilderness it depicts. It's a compelling meditation on what it means to survive and the costs to sustain survival. Season 3 regains some of its lost momentum by leaning into humor, but the show risks stagnation if it maintains tonal ambiguity at the expense of bold story arcs. Have you watched Yellowjackets?